the casinos to be proliferating. Pwede naman ho tayo maghanap ng mga ibang means by which we can help the people na nagkakasakit. Kaya nga ho, pagsisikapan natin. Sabi nga, God will provide.
Thank you. And that's the end of the issue and the second round. So we now proceed with the third round. Incumbent Mayor Dumogan will pick a question.
Sir, your question is, how would you prioritize the city's resources in terms of budget? What is your priority with 1 as high and 5 as least priority? Again, your question is, how would you prioritize the city's resources? In terms of budget, what is your priority number one, with 1 as high and 5 as least priority?
Well, we prioritize the city's budget pursuant to what we need in our city of Baguio. All right? One, infrastructure. If we talk of infrastructure, what are those that we need very badly to address infrastructure in our city? Then next, sewer, the health-threatening problems of our city. That's why the sewer lines, the sewerage treatment plant, we have to renovate that, rehabilitate it, I should say, starting this year, 2016. And of course, the need of our solid waste disposal system, or what we call the green governance. We have to also share our budget for green governance in our city of Baguio, like the solid waste disposal system, the protection of the forest and watersheds, and then the cleaning of our creeks and rivers. That's why we have the Salaknip Tiwaik, also, which is part of the priority, the regreening part also, and the clean air of our city. And then, of course, you have the peace in order that we have to allocate certain budget because we need to maintain peace in order in our city of Baguio. And then we have the health services together with social services to alleviate poverty, and then, of course, malnutrition. And you have the educational and sports programs that have to be shared also in the budget. So these are example of how we prioritize the budget of the city so that the need of the city, the need of our own people are always considered as those that are number one to be addressed by the available budget of the city government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any reaction from the other candidates? Yes, Attorney Molintas, you have 1 minute.
I'm very happy to hear that the mayor considers looking at all these matters in terms of infrastructure and economic needs of the people. But when I reviewed the past 4 years of annual audit report, there is a lack of implementation of the 20% development fund, so much so that we are not, the Commission already says that we are not actually having any feasibility of studies. We just keep on allocating money without any preparation, and therefore it does not get implemented. A matter of 200 million gets to be reverted back to the government because it is not based on any study. If you read all annual audit report of the Commission on Audit, that is how we are losing the possibility of using it to the benefit of our people. So we need to have a study before we put in money so that we will know whether we have been effective in the use of our money.
Incumbent Mayor Dumogan, you have 1 minute to respond.
It is not true that we do not have this study. Actually, the basis of prioritization are based on studies that have been done. Like the sewer line, not only our technical people in our city of Baguio had done this study, even foreigners for that matter. So we are, of course, using the 20% development fund for those that had been identified as the priority needs of our city government. Unfortunately, the fund available, the 20% development fund, is not sufficient to address all these identified priorities at the same time. So we have to do it one by one. That's the situation we are in at present, like the sewerage treatment plant, the sewer lines, other infrastructures in our city of Baguio. You cannot do this at the same time. The renovation of the convention center and the construction of the evacuation center and disaster center. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any reaction, Judge Claraval?
If we talk about prioritization, sinasabi ano yung number 1, number 2, number 3. Sa atin kung yung number 1 priority natin, it should be the education, the development of the youth, and sports. Yun ang importante. Sumusunod doon yung peace and order. Para sa ganun po, yung mga senior citizens gaya ko at saka yung mga tao makakatulog ng mahimbing at they can go out of the streets without confronting any criminals. Yung pangatlo po, of course, yung health, lalo na naman sa mga senior citizens. And of course, all these priorities should seep down through the barangay level para sa ganun sila ang mag-i-implement ditong mga priority development plans. Thank you po.
Thank you, Judge Claraval. And the final word on the matter, incumbent Mayor Mauricio Dumogan.
As I said, that's what is being done. That's why the ranking of our city today, in terms of competitiveness among all cities of the Philippines, we are number 13. Prioritization is one of the factors that decide, of course, the competitiveness of our city of Baguio, how you utilize your funding for the needs of the city and your own people. We did not reach that rank if we are not following, as we said, the prioritization as stated by law. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ma'am Helen, we now proceed with a question for Attorney Jose Molintas. I think nung pagkatapos ng break, they have loosened up, no, ma'am?
More relaxed.
They were a bit tense in the first few minutes of the forum, and since the break, they have settled down. And even the audience have settled down.
And again, there are many watching at People's Park and Abanao Square.
That's right. Nag-send lang ng photos sa
Photos.
Facebook si
Frank
Frank Simatu of Philippine Daily Inquirer, and he's one of them who's watching right now dyan sa may People's Park. By the way, this forum is being organized by the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio in cooperation with the Philippine Information Agency, Baguio Correspondents and Broadcasters Club, Cordillera Broadcasters Alliance, and the Kapisanan ng mga Broadcasters ng Pilipinas, in partnership with Baguio Country Club, ABS-CBN TV3, Sky Cable, Abanao Square, Lemonade, the Manor at Camp John Hay, and the Forest Lodge. Attorney Molintas, your question. The city still has to operate its own sanitary landfill or other options of a much cheaper way to resolve our garbage woes. Some sectors say that plans have always been derailed. What proposal can you offer to solve our garbage problems? Again, the city still has to operate its own sanitary landfill or other options of a much cheaper way to resolve our garbage woes. Some sectors say that plans have always been derailed. What proposal can you offer to solve our garbage problems?
As I said from the very beginning, I will go for zero waste management. All garbage, we should look at it as a blessing. In Baguio City, we should be very happy. We have tons, 500 tons of garbage every day. May pera sa basura, papel na bebenta, karton na bebenta, tansan, toni-tonelada. Ano pang merong mga basura dyan? Bote na bebenta. Bakit mo itatapon yan sa sanitary landfill? Yun ang napakalaking tanong. ang dapat nilalagay sa sanitary landfill ay yung mga residual na talagang hindi mo alam ang gamit. Pero dapat pag-aralan mo kung paano gamitin. Except that we do not have a good culture on segregation. So we have to teach the people how to segregate. Unfortunately, at least during the time of martial law, if they tell you to pick up this and clean these things and that, if you do not pick it up, you will be the one picked up, brought to jail. But this time, it's time to be innovative. Sabi ko nga, let's learn from other agencies, like yung mga nagbebenta ng kape. Sabi niya, ibalik mo ang 10 sa mga sachet ng kape mo at iraraffle natin. Yun ang dapat gawin natin. We give incentive to the people to segregate at source from their house. Lahat ng mga basura, sinesegregate yan. Kultura na tayo ay magiging nagsesegregate dahil may incentive. Sabi nga, kung ako, kaya kong magparapol ng mga ating basura, ilagay nyo sa envelope at bigyan natin ng gift certificate ng 500 pesos lahat ng mga ating mga sachet para everybody will now be conscious na sayang ito, pera ito, baka manalo ako. Every month, gawin natin bigas ang ating niraraffle. I can even go as far as getting people to give us free ticket to Hong Kong for 2 at Disneyland. Yan ang dapat gawin natin. Masaya tayong lahat nagsesegregate para maging kultura. Wala na tayong itatapon sa ordaneta. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any reaction from the other two candidates? Judge Clarbal, do you have any take on the matter?
Well, talaga ho yung solusyon sa basura natin na masyadong malala na ngayon yung Republic Act 9003, which has not been strictly implemented here in the city of Baguio. Kaya nga ho dumadami yung basura. Kahit sinabi ho nilang lumiliit na yung basura, yung mga the ones who are benefiting from that are those who are segregating dun na sa mga dump truck na yan, no? But we have to start to educate the people. By educating the people, meaning to say, sasabihin natin sila that we are caretakers of this world, na kailangang alagaan natin ang ating kalikasan dahil yan ho ay pag-aalaga din sa atin. That's why if we have to give proper direction towards waste segregation, kailangan yung proper education ng mga tao.
Your reaction, Attorney Malintas?
Tama yung sabi ni Judge, we have to educate the people of the 3 R's, reuse, reduce, recycle. But unfortunately, garbage segregation is not based on education or information. It is more on having more people who are poor and more people who are rich. The rich people do not care. They throw it and then let the people scavenge whatever refuse they throw. Kaya nga yung bote ng Coke, sabi nila sa States, naging problema rin yan. Kaya sabi nila, if you buy Coke, a bottle of Coke, you have to put deposit para mapilitan ka magbalik. The rich might throw it and the poor will pick it up, return it. We have to learn from this past experience of other first world nations. They also suffered the same. But to just tell them to do this, to do that, educating them, wala namang incentive, they will never create a culture where they will segregate at source, which is the essence of Republic Act 9003. Thank you.
Incumbent Mayor Dumogan?
Actually, what was being said are partly being done. First, may segregation naman at home eh. And meron din yung segregators, hindi lang yung sumusunod sa mga garbage truck na kumukuha sa recyclables in the different barangays. That's why, kung naalala ninyo yung nasabi ko kanina, we produce 402 tons every day. Ilan yung ibinibiyahe natin sa 130 tons lang. Asan pumupunta ang rest of it? Kinukuha ng segregators at saka yung nakukompose plus yung ERS. But the final solution ay ipatupad natin yung permanent site ng ating integrated solid waste disposal system na nasabi ko, either sa Santo Tomas, Apugan in Kamsibin or yung Antamok open pit. Ito ay yung talagang permanent solution yung ating garbage problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And the final word on the matter, Attorney Molintas.
I'm very sorry, Mayor. When you ran during 2010, you promised in 6 months you will solve the garbage problem. You said, we will buy an ERS machine worth 128 million para hindi na tayo magtapon ng basura sa Urdaneta. First week pa lang, nasira na yon. Sabi mo, kasalanan ng mga tao, hindi nagsesegregate. Kaya nga dapat magbayad na kayo ng 20 pesos per household. Yun ang nakita ko since 2000 to 2016. Na mukhang ganun ang magiging solusyon na lang sa problema, itapon natin ang basura. Wala pala, hindi gumagana yung Protect, and yet hindi natin dinidemanda. Pumunta ka sa Irisan Dam site ngayon, they cannot process this garbage, kaya ang baho pa rin ngayon. Nagtatapon tayo ng mga biodegradable. They promise that they will convert it into fertilizer. Anong nangyayari? You have to go for yourself and smell for yourself. Tapos, sasabihin natin, we need another 3 years to solve the problem. We haven't done our work in 6 years. Why get another 3 years to solve the same old problem?
Thank you, Attorney Molintas. We now go to the question for Judge Del Parval. Ma'am Helen?
Sir, your question is, the aesthetic beauty of Baguio has been compromised because of tall buildings being built left and right. What are your plans to do to mitigate this issue as mayor? Again, your question is, the aesthetic beauty of Baguio has been compromised because of tall buildings being built left and right. What are your plans to do to mitigate this issue as mayor?
Well, sabi nga ho ni Kidlat Tahimik, we must have a preno system of development. Our city is already overdeveloped. Kung saan-saan na po nailalagay yung mga yung mga condominium buildings. I don't know how they were able to get those permits, pero ang dami na hong mga puno ang napuputol at ang tinatanim ay mga condominium buildings. So what we will do is we will have to consider the suspension of permits if needed, but of course we will not hamper the development of yung mga ibang mga magpapatayo na it is also kailangan ng siyudad natin. Like for example, kung may socialized housing dyan, pwede naman siguro yung mga yon. And of course, yung ating height limit, it has to be implemented. Dahil nga ho, wala pa tayong technology tungkol sa mga high rises ngayon. So for us, we will have to consider all those matters. In fact, yung tree cutting permits should be regulated. If not, we have to have a total stop to tree cutting unless it is needed.
Sir, reaction? Mayor Dumogan.
We have to amend our zoning ordinance, which unfortunately it is still pending with the city council. That's one. Second, we have to really pursue the Metro Baguio development, known as BLIS, so that we have alternative areas where this development can go. Third, I hope that Congress can amend the National Building Code so that it will be the city that absolutely controls the issuance of building permit. At present, the boss of the person who issues the building permit is the Secretary of Public Works and Highways, not the city mayor. And that is to be changed. Thank you very much.
Judge Claraval, we allow Judge Claraval to respond to the question, to the response of Mayor Dumogan.
Gaya ho ng nasabi ko nung huli, kahit na ho yung mga national agencies has jurisdiction over those matters, kailangan iparamdam din natin ang mga kahilingan ng mga tao sa Baguio. Dahil ho, kung parati na lang binabato natin yung we lay the blame on other agencies, nothing will happen to us. Maybe even kung may pagmamalasakit lang, let's pass, I will ask the city council to pass a resolution, or we will have to submit to the city council a proposed resolution na sabihin natin, kailangan nating ihinto muna itong mga development dahil it's already overdeveloped. Para sa ganun ho, makikita naman nila ang pagmamalasakit natin sa mga tao.
Attorney Jomol Molintas, your reaction?
If I were your mayor, I will have full control of all development projects in the city of Baguio. So ang laging palusot, I only authorize 4 floors, but they got permit to build 8 floors. Ang sa akin, ang gagawin ko, gusto ko makita ang perspective kung ano talagang plano niyong gawin. Kung magiging 8th floor, I will get the people to decide whether or not we will allow it. Para kahit na ibigay ng taas ang permit to make 8 stories, we can still oppose it. I understand the wisdom of Mang Jody Alabanza that we will just be adding density inside the center. Kaya if I were the mayor, I will convince all the neighboring towns to offer tax exemption to those who want to put up a big development project so that they will go there. And in Baguio City, they will impose a steeper fines or fees if they will build more than 4 floors. So the trend will for them to go out of Baguio. Thank you.
And your final word on the matter, Judge? Wala na po. So we now go to the 4th round. Sir, kayo po. Si Mayor. Sir, your question? Si Mayor po. Apo. Ito po, yung question po muna. Nagtapos na po yung question kay Judge Claraval. This is your question, Mayor. Don't be confused. We're not, sir. We'll take care of it. Air transport remains a challenge in the city. How will you champion the establishment or realization of a Baguio airport? Again, air transport remains a challenge in the city. How will you champion the establishment or realization of a Baguio airport?
Well, we have been always supportive of the continuing operation of our airport. Unfortunately, this is under CAAP. We have series of resolutions that have been sent to CAAP, and I objected for the closure of the Luacan Airport. We need very badly the Luacan Airport. There was a time that they want to convert the Luacan Airport as part of the Luacan Economic Zone, and I stood up and I objected it. That's why that did not pursue. Instead, we were able to get a budget, and that's why the circumferential road surrounding the airport had been constructed. And we will continue to support our move that the Luacan Airport will continue to be operational for our city of Baguio. We need it very badly. And also, we have to work, and I hope the next administration will be somewhat supportive to us, because unfortunately, the present CAAP now is not actually supportive for the operation of our Luacan Airport. And we hope that there are private commercial lines which will consider Luacan Airport as the route of their destination. And we will continue to coordinate with the national government for the putting up of certain facilities that are needed, including the construction of the alternate road from the receiving area towards Kinon Road and to the other side, so that we have to totally close the airport from pedestrian, from vehicular, and animal crossing in the said area to make it safer and attractive to private airlines who are willing to consider the same as the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any reaction from the candidates? Attorney Molintas?
Well, I also agree with the mayor that an airport is very necessary in the city of Baguio, but we leave that to the investors. Maybe if there will be a reason for them to come, maybe they will be the ones to find a way to bring their jets and their also air transport in Baguio City. The way I see it, some of our investors are not keen on investing in Baguio City because of the fact that we do not have an airport, and so they should be the ones to really do it. One alternative is to build an airport around the around the Blist area, so that at the Blist area, if there will be one town willing to put up a first-class type of an airport, then I think we will be relieved of more density coming in to the city of Baguio.
Thank you, Attorney Molintas. Your reaction, Mayor?
Well, I welcome his answer because he is supportive of what I had just said. What else will I say?
Thank you, sir. Judge Claraval, any reaction?
We must also consider the safety of the people because alam niyo po, kung gusto natin ng talagang magandang airport that is safe for the people. Kasi ngayon yung airport natin yung length ng runway niya hindi kakayanin yung mga malalaki. Kaya nga yung mga maliliit ay yung mga malalaking airlines, they will not come up to Baguio because hindi kaya ng mga return on investment nila. But maybe if they could only consider putting up some yung mga maliliit na aircraft para sa ganun naman makakatulong sa ating turismo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge Del Claraval. Any reaction from Honorable Mayor Dumogan?
Well, again, supportive naman sa sinabi ko eh. So, thank you very much. Oo naman.
And I think with that, Ma'am Helen, that wraps up the issue on the air transport. And we're glad to have, of course, our fourth candidate as city mayor right here in the city of Baguio. We have, of course, Engineer Guillermo Willie Hernandez. And, sir, since nakahabol po kayo, we're going to give you 3 minutes to properly introduce yourself to our audience. Live po tayo ngayon.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. Ako si Engineer Willie Hernandez. I was born and raised in Baguio. Mahal ko ang Baguio. Nagmamalasakit ako sa Baguio. Kaya ako po pumasok sa politikong ito dahil naawa ako sa Baguio. Dahil dito, wala nang disiplina. Nakikita ninyo, naawa ako. Because for how many years po? Di ba?
Audience,
Ako,
please.
I studied at St. Louis University since from kindergarten up to college. I took up mechanical engineering and I passed the board 1977 and I took up the board again for professional mechanical engineers. Ang pinagmamalaki ko lamang dito sa ating syudad, ako isang mechanical engineer. Prevention is better than safety. Prevention is better than accident. Prevention is better than cure. Alam ko, hindi niyo ako ganong kilala. Dahil hindi ako gumagastos. Dito ang sinasabi ko po ngayon, aking mga kaibigan, lahat sila ay gumagastos. Milyon-milyon. Pag nanalo po sila, ano gagawin nila? Ito, tapatan na ho ito. Naawa ako sa Baguio Wala nang disiplina. Ang problema natin sa Baguio, number 1, traffic. Number 2, masangsang na hangin. Number 3, basura. Number 4, corruption. Di ho ba? Sino ho makakasolve yan? It's only technical people. Gaya ko, isang engineer. Pinag-aralan po namin yan at ako is consultant sa iba-ibang company, hindi lang dito sa Baguio, hanggang Visayas, hanggang Mindanao po ako.
Audience, please.
Kaya nga ho, sinasabi ko po sa inyo, kaya ako pumasok dito, is my 4th time running for mayorship in Baguio. Sana nga po, para sa Miss Universe, ika-4 na pumasok, sana mananalo sana ako ngayon din sa Baguio, for Mayor of Baguio. Kaya maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Engineer Guillermo Willie Hernandez. Audience, I think we have agreed earlier that we are going to maintain silence while our speakers are saying their piece. Please respect our candidates regardless whether you agree or not with what they're saying. I think we agreed on that. Tama po ba yun? Thank you very much. We now proceed with a question for Attorney Jose Bolintas.
Mr. Moderator, may I have a technical question? Since we are now four, how do we go about the questioning?
Sir, we will continue, but only the first 2 candidates who will raise their hands to ask a question or comment on the answer of a candidate will be entertained.
Only 2.
Only 2.
Thank you.
That's the same rule that we applied in the congressional forum where we had 5 candidates.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, your question is, what do you think is the cause of congestion in the city? Tourism, migration, or student transients because of education? Please explain your answer. Again, your question is, what do you think is the cause of congestion in the city? Tourism, migration, or student transients because of education? Please explain your answer.
The cause of congestion of Baguio City is because Baguio City is very small. Baguio City had been designed for 25,000 people only. And all those tourism as an educational center and so on and so forth are just part of that which attracts people to migrate towards this area. And therefore, as like the Americans, they planned it well, whereas the Filipinos who took over did not even come to think of that. So when people had been there for the past 25 years and they haven't foreseen this to happen, they are not like the Americans who think of the future. So we need young leaders to remedy that situation and think for the next generation. So for people who have been given the chance to be there for the past 25 years, I think they cannot say that past 25 years ago, they planned for the city to be able to address this kind of problems like when tourism comes in, like Panagbenga, that's the only time they are very happy that there are so many people, but so many people from Baguio also city are very unhappy because we are overcrowded. So therefore, things like that should be well planned in order that everybody should be happy. If Panagbenga is to be conducted, it should not be always in the center. It should be shared with our neighboring area called the Blist area. In fact, if I'm asked if whether we are going to focus on a city charter to address what will be our main business here, will it be tourism, will it be squatting, I'm sorry. These are the things that are happening now. We need to think of how to address this problem, and we must aspire for a Bliss charter. A Bliss charter will include our neighboring towns for them to discuss how will they share in the problems and benefits of having a Metro Baguio type of an arrangement. Thank you.
Thank you. Who would like to react first to that question? Anybody from the candidates would like to react to that question? Judge Clarabal, followed by who? Mayor Dumagan. Go ahead, sir.
I think it's none of the above. No, that is not the reason. Yung migration, yung tourism, or yung the problem was there was no comprehensive development plan of Baguio, so that all these people migrating or the students coming here or tourists coming here would be properly accommodated during these times. Kasi had we foresaw na ganito ho kalalaki ang ating syudad, na kahit ho maliit lang ang ating lungsod, it would have been properly zoned, it would have been properly developed in a way na siguro hindi na pinayagan yung mga buildings na to construct beside a road para there is room for expansion.
Thank you, sir. Your reaction, Attorney Molintas?
That's exactly the reason why there was a planning congress after the earthquake. They realized that while business is not so good at this time, there's a need to plan what is going to be done. How do we develop the city of Baguio? Whereas it has developed, it has not really considered the recommendations of NGOs that development should be outside of Baguio City, not within the center. So what we have seen since 1990 to the present is that there was no implementation of this plan to be able to avoid. So avoiding is the key, whereas now we are just into trying to cure, and that's why there is no way to solve what has not been done over the past years. If we have to really look into the reason why BRIS does not move forward, it's because there is no participation on the part of the NGOs and the business people, and we should ask ourselves why.
Thank you, sir. We now have the reaction from incumbent Mayor Mauricio Dumogan.
Yes. The question is student population, migration, the cause of congestion in the city of Baguio? Yes, it is part of what is causing congestion in our city of Baguio because, well, Baguio City is the educational center of north of Manila. Baguio City is a very beautiful, peaceful city, so continue to attract people to come here. What our solution? We are doing what we can. That's why we have encouraged all big establishments to establish their branches outside of the central business district area. And this is the reason why the extension of St. Louis University had been brought to Bakakeng instead of the central business district area. And we hope that the BLIS plan will continue to be implemented also by the other LGUs in our city to really help them at the same time help the city of Baguio. Thank you.
And your final word on the matter, Attorney Molintas?
Well, that was what I was saying. The plan is very good towards BLIS, but there are no incentive for our business people to enjoy lesser taxes outside Baguio City. That is what the City Council should have been doing. They should have made taxation in the center more expensive so that there will be no more new buildings in the center. Whereas those who will build their structures outside of Baguio City or within the boundaries of Baguio City should have a cheaper permit fees and the like. That is how we should run the city. Whereas what we are doing is we do not really give guidance to our business people. That's why they are forced to do it on their own. That's why if we cannot give them the permit, they go to Manila to get a building permit of a violation of our intention to limit the height up to 4 stories only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now go to the question of Judge Del Claraval. Sir, mamaya na po. After po. Engineer Hernandez, if you want to question or give your reaction to any question and hindi po kayo yung sumasagot sa tanong, just raise your hand. We will acknowledge you, but you have to be one of the 2 candidates na mauuna pong mag-raise ng hand. In this case, nauna po si Judge Claraval and Mayor Dumogan. Thank you, sir. We now proceed with a question for Judge Del Claraval.
Sir, your question is, what is your stand on same-sex marriage? Your question is, what is your stand on same-sex marriage?
Well, same-sex marriage, wala pa ho yatang law regarding same-sex marriage, no? Kaya nga po, kung wala pang law, siguro hindi pa naayon ngayon. But same-sex living in as couples, that is tolerable now, no? In fact, if they fall in love with each other, hindi mo mapipigilan eh. And if ever there are any rights that have to be given them, nandyan na ho sa batas yan. Yung ang mangyayari po dyan na batas na pinapairal dyan, partnership. And they can also draw a contract regarding the relationship with respect to yung kanilang property. And if they wish to adopt a child, pwede ho yun, no? Kasi yung sinasabi nating same-sex marriage, yun ho, sinasabi natin na wala pa ho sa batas yan. Thank you po.
Thank you, sir. Who would like to make a reaction on the issue? Engineer Hernandez, would you like to react to that?
Well, the same-sex marriage, nagmamahalin yung dalawa eh. Paano naman mapipigil, sabi ni Judge Clarabal. Sana, maintindihan natin yung nagmamahalan. Basta wag lang sila nag-aaway. Kasi, pag nag-aaway ho sila, isa naman liability ng gobyerno. Kaya kung sila nagmamahalan, let it be. Kaya nga sinasabi natin hindi naman ngayon. Noong pa, tiyempo na may Jesucristo, ganun-ganun din lang pagbigyan nila, wag lang sila mag-aaway. Dahil nga kung nag-aaway ho sila, isang liability yan. Isang liability ng gobyerno. Sana dito sa Baguio, may peace tayo. Ito ang kinakonkrito na peaceful sana dito sa Baguio.